Hello everyone, and thank you for stopping by. So this is a main bathroom on the second floor, and this is 1/3 brick. I use my Pi Ultra Color Frost, and as you can see, I finished grouting, and it's dark, but it's starting to lighten up. I'll show you a couple of areas, just give me a second here. So in this room, by the way, I want to equal my cuts on both sides of the 1/3. See how, there you go, how it's drying. It's a frost grout, as I said before. Just give me a second and I'll tell you how I lay it out. Before I start, I should tell you on the side of your box, you'll see a brick and a 1/3, and usually they'll tell you go with 1/3. So they're going to keep that tub in there, and I'm using 30M Ditra. You're going to need a drill, and the most important part of this job is you need to screw down on your seams. Wherever you see a joist, screw it down, okay? You try to get all the squeaks out. If you don't, then you'll have some problems afterwards. So lay everything out, pre-cut everything, and just mark it each course as you see right there. There's my cement. I laid everything, and this is called flashing. This is the 3rd day, and everything is dried, and I'm ready to start laying my layout and laying tiles. So this is for rectified tiles. As you can see, rectifieds are really good and straight. But we're going to do 1/3 in here. She wants to do the 1/3 instead of the brick. I'm using a titanium tile edge, 1/2 inch. And I'm going to divide this room. So take your measurement, divide that by 2. And just mark that center. That'll be the center. And I'm going 7.5 inches. It'll be my 1/3. Grab that 7.5, divide that by 2, and that'll give you 3 3/4. Times that by 2, that'll give you 7.5, all right? So that'll be the center, right on the center. That 3.5, or sorry, 3 3/4. And just lay a few out, and then lay a bunch more out with spacers, and then see if you're going to be equal on each side. Those are my 1/16 spacers. And I want to space everything. So that'll be my starting point for now, my first course. On that mark, grab your square and strike a line on that mark. Grab your chalk line, go all the way down, and strike another mark. And just check your walls. Make sure that you're equal on both sides as much as possible. Grab your tile, hit it against that tile edge, and hit that tip of that tile. Put your square right on that chalk line, and strike another line, okay? You're doing a horizontal and a vertical. And chalk line that. And do the same thing, okay, with your tape measure. Make sure that you're going to be square to the back side of the room. So lay all your tiles, and you see what I'm talking about? Some people would start 7.5 right on the center line, but that's not how it works. You divide that by 2, and you always start right there with your center, okay? So it's 3 3/4. Just like that, guys. If you want to go 8 inches, you can go 8 inches. Just do the same process. So put your square on that, and go to the other side, the 7.5, and chalk line that as well. Just make sure you follow your square, okay? If you want, you can just chalk one line, and not that one chalk line, just mark 7.5 and strike another line, and you'll be fine. But just go on the other one if you want to do it this way. And just chalk the other mark as well. And just check it with your tape measure, and everything is good. So these tiles, there's always a arrow about 3/4 of the time. So first course, I like to go one way the first course with the arrow. The second course, I like to go opposite. And then the third course, you go again. And then opposite, fourth, fifth, so forth, so forth. That way you don't hit the same pattern, because some tiles only have certain patterns, like 5 or 6, 7 patterns, sometimes even 4. I'm using a half-notch trowel. And I'm going to start my first tile right there. And the reason why is I want to make sure that I'm flush with that floor. That's why I always use the 30M D-truck, because it can, just in case if there's humps in the floor, I have leeway to make sure everything's leveled. It pretty much works for me successfully all the time. And so what you're going to do is just use your palms and go back and forth, but don't overstep that chalk line. Put your level on that, vertical, and make sure that you're dead level, okay? And make sure you're not over that hardwood. I like to have all my projects flush with the hardwood. And then go horizontal, do the same thing. And just make sure you clean up any excess cement or anything like that. Just give me a second. I'm going to time lapse this, and I'll show you with my levels, okay? The first course is very crucial, guys. It's the most important part of your project. Like I said, each course, once in a while, just put your level going across and horizontal. If your one tile is dead level, you just use your next tile tip to tip of the tile. And you can't really screw up. Believe in me, trust me. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe in what you could do. Okay, you see how my first course, I have my level on there, and I'm just checking to make sure that I'm vertical, nice. Okay, there you go. I'm level through and through. Just like that. If you have clip wedges, by all means, you go for it. I just don't use clip wedges just because I'm just old school, and I'm so used to doing it this way. Clip wedges are really good too, so don't be discouraged. So you see how I'm hitting the center lines, my lines, my 1/3. And as you can see, I always back butter with my notch trowel. It's just the motion of the trowel. Like you can tip your trowel to get the notches lower or thicker. So I go one way with my notch on the floor and opposite on my tile. And as you can see, there you go, guys. Once you do that, you're going to be really happy with your project, all right? It's all about being patient, guys. That's all you have to be, is patient. Don't overwork yourself. If you're stressed out, don't leave the job site. Just go take a breather. And keep the flask at home, all right? Thank you, guys, and have a good day. Bye.